Good morning, everyone. It's Alison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Alison, and it is Sunday morning at 10 a.m. my time. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, BC, which is just outside of Vancouver. And I'm just going to make sure that I am on. I forgot to actually open my windows on my computer, so I'm just going to get that done so that I can make sure that I can see your comments and that also I am broadcasting. Hi Keisha, good morning. How are you this morning? Like that. Okay, well, I'm broadcasting. That's good news. And Keisha will let me know if there's some reason she can't hear me, because she's very good. She's my assistant in doing that. And I'm just going to, oh my goodness, let's do this, and then we will be ready to go. And I think I'm good. Okay, it's all good. Thanks, Keisha. All right. I've got all my windows open so I can see when people pop in. It's taken a little bit. I feel like the weather person. I'm always starting with the weather. Today it's turned a little bit. I'm not complaining. I love the sun and it was lovely. And sometimes it's nice to just get a little bit of a break, which we're getting today. It's a little bit cooler. No rain though. So that's good. Good morning, Wendy. Nice to see you from Swansea. I love when people from around the world come. So my friends in Perth, Australia, sometimes pop in. And Wendy pops in on Sundays. Right, Wendy? I think that's your day that you can come. Because it's like 6 p.m. where you are, I think. All right. Hi, Allie. So that's somebody who knows me really well on Facebook. It might be my sister. Hi, Jennifer. Good morning, Diane. I can't see who my Facebook user is. I think it might be my sister, Ellie. But I can't see her name. I'll have to type it in the comments. Yes, it comes with dies. So where Jennifer is just saying she loves a stamp set. I do too. So we're going to be playing with the Apple Harvest stamp set today. And I've got a surprise for you. Hi, Ellie. All right, let's get started, right? So we are going to be we're going to be stamping with the Apple Harvest. So let's go over to my stamping area. Here we go. Now, this is a stamp set that is in the July to December 2022 mini catalog. And it's gorgeous. Look at this. It's got some good sayings too. I love when a stamp set has thanks, because I send out a lot of thank you cards. Probably like 25 a month to my customers, but I really like this one. I like when fonts are like there's a, a bold, what am I trying to say? Like just a normal font, but then a written font underneath. Gosh, I'm looking for words today. I like a double, I like when they mix fonts. I love that. So we've got the apples and the blossoms, but what's really cool is that in September, you're going to be able to purchase a bundle. If you don't have this stamp set already, you might want to hold off till September. You can buy a bundle that's got dies that go with this set. Okay. It's called, there's a promotion. It's called Perfect Partners. And this is one of the choices. There's 6 dies that have been produced to coordinate with existing stamp sets. So the Apple Harvest stamp set, as I mentioned, is in the mini, but now they're going to be releasing the dies. Now it's just for the month of September. And I'm assuming it's probably while supplies last, which is always the, 3 dreaded words in the English language, except when you're a mom and it's what's for dinner. Those are the 3 dreaded words when I had kids at home. But anyway, while supplies last. Okay. So you want to grab this. Now I'll show you some of the other ones later, but let's get started with our stamping today. I started by taking Sweet Sorbet is the color that we're using this morning. Love this color. it is one of the in colors. So I've just taken a regular size card for North America, which is the 8.5 by 5.5, and we've scored it at 4.25. Okay. Then I've gone ahead and cut a layer that's just slightly smaller. So that's 4 by 5.25. And I've gone ahead and used the brick and mortar embossing folder here. And you want your bricks going the right way. So just make sure if you want a card that's, you know, your portrait, you're going to have your bricks going this way. But if you want a card that is landscape, you're going to want the bricks going that way. So just make sure. So I've gone ahead and just embossed that because I have to use the larger Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I didn't want to have to bring it all in for just this one thing. And you guys know how to emboss, right? So next I'm going to just grab some white craft ink. Hi, Carly. Good morning. Oh, my daughter's watching. Morning, Jacqueline. Okay. Make sure I'm in screen here. Oof. Pay attention, Ellie. Okay. Now I'm going to grab, now we don't sell sponges anymore, but we do have the blending brushes, which work perfectly for this. So all I'm doing is taking my sponge and my white craft ink. So this is wetter than, you know, our dye-based inks. And I'm just brushing it over my bricks. So I'm basically creating, you know, like a whitewash on bricks. You know how sometimes bricks were painted and then as they get older, the paint comes off? That's really what I'm creating here. Now, a lot of times people will take the embossing folder and then they will apply the ink just like this, and they'll put the piece of paper in and run it through. I don't like doing that. I find it quite messy, and I don't get my ink where I want, especially when I'm using the white craft. So that's the look I'm going for. Okay. Plus, of course, there's some parts of this embossing folder that are debossed, and there's some that are embossed. So some are hot up and some are recessed. And so the white just really adds something to those bricks that are raised. Okay. So we can set that aside for a sec. Let's grab some basic white paper here, just scraps. I'm going to be using this image. Okay. So I want to use Memento ink. I'm going to be using watercolor technique today. Okay, so let's stamp that. Okay, isn't that great? I love when they do stamps that have the detail kind of already on there. I like that. I'm also going to need some of the flower blossoms. So I'm just going to stamp, I'll stamp 4 of them. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need. Okay, now I can set this all aside, out of the way so I don't get black on anything. Let me put that over here. All right, bring in my apples. Now I'm going to be using a water painter. So these are our painters. They come in a set, and there's different nibs. And this is the fine nib that I want. I'm going to start with these 4 colors. So I've got Crumb Cake, Blushing Bride, Crumb Cake, Parakeet Party, and Sweet Sorbet. And I'm going to do it in order because I'm only going to be using the 1 pen. And so it's best to start with the lighter colors. So Jennifer's saying, I thought you're supposed to use Stays On. You can if you want, but I find that Memento ink works for everything. I don't have a problem with it. Doesn't run. So, I don't know. I've always just used my, this is a bit dark. I don't like it quite that dark, so I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. Now, the trick here, you guys, is to not add too much water. So don't be squeezing your pen, okay? And also, I should mention, because if you haven't done watercoloring in a while, you want to squeeze these, the top to the bottom together, and you're going to get this little pool of ink. And that's quite dark. I should have lightened it up a bit. I should have taken some like that and just really tried to lighten it up, okay? But that's all right. And we might as well go ahead and add some pink. You can use Stays On, Jennifer, like I was saying, but you can also use Memento. It's not going to run. I haven't used StazOn in a long, long time. You can, and of course, you can use StazOn on your rubber stamps. I don't like using it on my photopolymer because you can't use the StazOn cleaner on photopolymer. It'll break down your photopolymer, so you want to be careful about that. All right, so you can see that nothing's running. Okay, my black, isn't running. All right, next color is Crumb Cake. Sort of going in dark, light to dark. I've got just a little wet wipe here, and I'm just going to brush off my tip here. All right, so again, I don't want it too dark. You can always add more color, but you can't really take it away when you're doing this technique. Now, like I said, don't add too much water, and don't go over it too much. It's not like when you're using blending or Stampin' Blend where you can add color and layer. This is not about layering, really. Okay. Let's see if there's any other questions. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Hi, Gail. Good morning. Oh, you guys are hopping on while I'm stamping. I missed you guys. I think I've said hi to everybody. Okay. So now we're going to use Parakeet Party. This is one of the new in colors this year. And see, I've got that big pool of quite dark. Ooh, bring it down. Quite dark. Sorry, guys, I'm out of screen today. Okay, and I'm just going to add. You can get a nice look here just by adding it. There we go. If you want to practice watercoloring, or you're not as confident that you won't add too much water and then the paper pills, it gets those little fuzzies on the paper, then use the watercolor paper for your practicing, because you can add as much water as you want and it won't be bothered. I'm rethinking that question that you asked, Jennifer. I'm thinking if you're going to use watercolor paper, I think you should be using StazOn. But with the basic white, it doesn't seem to matter. So perhaps that's why. All right. Next up, we've got Sweet Sorbet. Ooh, that's a really dark color in the middle there, right? We don't want that. That's way too dark. Okay, so I'm just going to... So it's really simple, as you can see, to watercolor. I find all coloring easy. And I'm not a watercolor expert. Like my daughter's on this call. She's an artist. And she'd be like, ooh. She's always so nice. She would never say anything bad. But of course, she would do a lot more with her alcohol markers and her watercoloring than I can do. But that's okay. You can create it really easy and fast and look like you're an artist. And you don't have to be. So remember what I said, it's not like the blending pens that blend really easily. It's not what you're going for here. You're just adding your color. Okay, and you can leave some white spaces if you want. Watercoloring tends to work well when you leave some white spaces. Okay. Go. So see how simple that was? That's pretty fast and simple watercoloring, right? Oh, you don't like that almond? So Jennifer's just saying that she doesn't like the smell of StazOn. It smells like almonds, right? And so, yeah, especially a lot of people have sensitivity to smells. I do for certain things, and you're right. I just haven't used StazOn in so long. It's probably because I don't use my watercolor paper very often. Anyway, there's my watercolored apples. Okay. Now, I'm going to just grab another image that I stamped earlier. Let me just grab it. And I'm going to show you how to color the apple with the blends. Okay, so let me grab, here's my thing. Now, I've got some weird colors here, but it seemed to work for me this morning. So I've got Calypso Coral, which is light Calypso Coral, and I think light Real Red. Okay, so I'm creating a red apple in this case. So we've got Old Olive light and Old Olive dark. Okay, and then we've got the light Petal Pink and the light Soft Suede. So those are the colors that I'm using to color my apple. All right, I'm going to start with my light Calypso Coral. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of apply it like so. See, I'm not really, just going to add some here. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Then I want to take my light Real Red. And again, I don't spend a lot of time on this. I'm just going to start blending. It looks awful when you're first doing it. You think, ooh, it's pretty awful. You can even blend with some really colors that you wouldn't think of, like grays or crumb cakes, or kind of interesting how you can kind of blend color. Do that, and then I want to go over it all with my Calypso, and I'm just, I don't care because it's the lighter of the two colors, so it will actually blend. Because it's different than watercoloring. You're adding layers, but you're not going to get rid of the layer of color. You're just building it. And the reason I'm doing this like this is because I want to blend out those sharp lines, right? And of course, with these kind of coloring tools, you can add color on top of color on top of color, right? All right. Then I'm going to take my light Petal Pink, and I'm just going to do it on the inside of my apple, you know, where the seeds are. And again, with my flowers, little blossoms, my little apple blossoms. And I'm going to take my dark Old Olive and just add it to these veins. It looks terrible when you're in the middle of doing this, doesn't it? You think, ugh, that's awful. But just keep blending. And I could have used a third color here. I could have added some nice light, like maybe this soft sea foam, maybe. That would have been nice. Or I could have gone darker with shaded spruce or something. But see, I'm just going to keep going over it. Always go and add more color. That's what I love about blends. It's more forgiving. Okay. And then lastly, let's do the stem with the light Soft Suede. It's really your comfort level. What do you like to color with? You can color with watercolor pencils too. I'd use watercolor paper for that, I think. All right, so I made myself, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to add a little bit of Lincastella. Diane's with me this morning, I think. She loves Lincastella. Okay, so I made myself a little cheat sheet. So I'll stick it in with my stamps. Just what colors did I use? So I'll know and I'll remember. Okay, so it's a personal preference of whether you like watercoloring or the blends, right? It's personal opinion, personal choice. All right, so let's cut this out. And oops, I am going to just do one more thing that I see that I don't really like. So I'm trying to remember which one's which here. Which one like watercolored and which one this one's watercolored, I can tell. I just want to add a little bit of, just want to blend this a little bit more. Although sometimes it's best to just leave things alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like step away. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, exciting part I told you about earlier was that we have matching dies coming in September for you guys that aren't demonstrators. If you join my team of, I like to call us a stamping community. If you join my stamping community in August, you're going to get your starter kits, which you can customize. It's $135 Canadian, and you can choose $165 worth of product to put in it. And you get a bonus planner. It's like it's beautiful. It's a faux leather planner as a little thank you gift from Stampin' Up. It comes with a stamp set and some other fun things. And then in your starter kit, you can add any of these perfect partner bundles or just dies if you already have the stamps. I like when Stampin' Up gives you 2 of something, don't you guys? Because then you can cut up more than one at a time. Stays on gives you guys headaches, eh? Just smells like almonds to me. It doesn't smell too chemical-y, but everybody's sense of smell is very different, I find. Right? All right. Look at that. It's going to cut that. Cut that out perfectly. Yay. Look at that. I love that when it does that. Our other one. Remember, I always use, I don't do what Stampin' Up tells me to do. I use number 3 on the bottom, right? And then my clear plate. They tell you to use the white one. Doesn't work for me. My number 3 plate works beautifully every single time. Okay. The trick, you guys, for stamping with Memento and watercoloring on basic white or shimmery white or very vanilla. I did say basic white, didn't I? Is just don't add too much water. That's the trick. Here I'm loving my flower. I'm playing. Oh, got itch. Okay. Let's see. Who's got this bundle? If you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I know my sister Mo and my sister Ellie. One has it and one's waiting for it to come in her order. It really is a fun stamp set to use. And I love making Christmas cards. But you know, sometimes you just want to take a break and make something that's more seasonal. And of course, apple picking and all that kind of stuff is happening now. Okay. I guess hence the name, Apple Harvest. Alrighty, let's get all those out. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. Now, I also want a sentiment, and I also want some leaves. So, the dies, look at all the leaves it comes with. Look how many you can cut at the same time. Isn't that great? So I'm just going to put my piece of Party Parakeet Party. I don't know how many I want, so let's just cut a bunch. I'll cut 3 of each. Oop, here you. Where do you see these? These are really cool because, let's see when I cut them. They're not just like a shape. I'm going to show you. They've got this really fun detail to them. Now, Ever since I lost my piece from my other die set, I'm trying to be really good about picking all those up. Look at this. They have, they have a detail to them. Can you see that? And while it's cut, it's not broken. I don't know how to just say it any other way. So you got that detail, which is really nice. Oop, get off. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put all my stuff over here. Now let's do a saying. In this, let's grab my embossing stuff because you know how much I love to emboss. I don't know why this is on. I hope it's I've been on. I keep checking and it looks like you can see what I'm doing. Ooh, that'd be off. I have to redo it. Ooh. Okay. I've got the saying from the stamp set called Thanks for Your Kindness. Thanks for your kindness. Yes. And I'm going to Diane, what did you do? When I lived in Nova Scotia, I picked apples in the fall to earn money. Oh, that's hard work. Oof. Oh, Keisha, you waiting for details of my class for the dies before I order it? Yeah, I'll tell you that at the end. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, let's grab our embossing powder. Now, what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm not sure if I want a white words or black words. So I'm going to do it in both colors. And then I'm going to pick because I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. You can help me pick. So we got the black. So put that on this side. There we go. Okay. And turn my paper over. And let's do the white. On this side. Keisha's referring to a class that Ange and I are doing. Now, the ordering for the class will be coming up soon, and we'll go into mid-September. The actual class, I think, from memory, I think we decided October 3rd. October 3rd. So it'll be like a 6 p.m. class. And the reason is I'm going out of town to visit my daughter, my sisters, and I want to make sure I can get my kits out in the mail. So that gives me time to order. And then as soon as I arrive home, I can cut and get those sent off. Yours is on your way, Marilyn. Oh, you're going to love it. You got it too, Jacqueline. Love it. It's a great promotion. For those of you who aren't demonstrators, wait till you see the products that are coming in September. It's pretty awesome. I want to make sure. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm not sure whether I want black or white. So I'm just going to prep both of them. Let's grab my little cutter. It is. Help if I stamp this straight. Ooh, now I'm going to have to make it straight. Ooh, that can go either way, can't it? Okay. Hopefully that's straight. If not, it is what it is. Okay. I could have just cut this out with my scissors, like a fussy cut, but why not make it more complicated? I should make it harder for myself, right? Nothing easy on a Sunday morning. Just going to cut those off. Just want it pretty simple. Let's see that I cut my black one a bit thicker than my white one. That's okay. All right. Get rid of all this. Now we got all our bits. Should we start putting this together here? I think so. Gosh, cast your mind back to when we started, when we did our brick and mortar, then we used the craft white ink to just make it stand out a little bit more. I think I'm going to pop this up. So need my dimensionals. Does anybody else go through tons of dimensionals? I can't believe how many dimensionals I go through because you can never have too many. That one's not going to work. That kind of weird. Now, I am going to take some. I love our dimensionals because those edges, right? We can cut them and use them. I love it. I want to put something just down the middle because it is a large piece. Let's use up all those little bits. Yeah, Jacqueline, you're going to love it. And I was going to show you about my class that we're going to do, Ange and I. It's going to be really nice. Okay, so we pop that up. Next, let's grab, here we are. Here is our apples. Now, here's the apples that I watercolored. And here, whoops, here's the apples that I've blended. Because my original card that I can show you in a minute is got the watercolor, I think I might go with blends on this card just as a, you know, so I got both examples is what I'm trying to say. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Keisha, you don't have the dies yet? Oh, you bought the, because you bought the stamp set before we even knew there was going to be fantastic dies, and that's okay. So you can buy the bundle in September, or you can buy just the dies if you've already got the if you've already, you know, got your stamp set. Okay, so let's add some of these flowers. And I'm looking through all my sheets of, yeah, I need a new one. Like I said, I've only got ends left, which is fine. I could use the ends, but I really do want to use the other bits of the sheet. Got a lot of edges. I use the edges up when I'm not on camera. So it's just easier to cut them all into little bits, but it's a little more time consuming than just grabbing a dimensional. So let's put one up here, and then we've got those beautiful leaves, right? Let's bring in one of these leaves. I'm just going to tuck it under like that. Okay. I love that pop of color, right? Hold that down because we've got our white glue, right? So we want to make sure that those are popped down. How about give this guy, I'm not sure where I'm going to put these because I'm going to just now stop for a sec and decide where I'm putting these words. Okay, so I've got the black words, or I've got the white words. I could put them down here. I think, what do you think, guys? I think maybe I'll put the white ones down here. What do you think? Or should I put it here and then put some flowers around it? What do you think? On the apples or on the lower right side? What do you guys think? I'm going to wait for your answers. I know you're dying to tell me what I should do. Somebody tell me what I should do. Let's see. Waiting, because you guys have to catch up. That's why. Put the white on the bottom. On the apples, Keisha says. So here's an example. I'm not going to put both of them on, but you get the idea. So there's an apple. And actually, I don't like that. I'm going to cut it like this. There. Cut it like that. We've got on the apples. We've got one apples and one lower. With some flowers, Marilyn says. Like that? You mean like Marilyn? Sort of like that idea? Okay, we've got white seems to be the choice. And we've got two lowers and one apple and others that are afraid to say anything to me. Okay, so we're sort of this idea. I'm not sure I like I'm not sure if I like the flower like that. But let's do it. Let's go the lower, and then I'll show you my original card, which is on the apples. So then we'll have both. Okay, so we got the white, and we've got a flower, though I'm not sure whether we should be on this side for balance. Not sure. Having one of those Indecisive moments. I'll do that. And then let's put another flower kind of up here. Like that. So we're sort of drawing our eye out, right? Let's add some more leaves. Green leaf there. And then another leaf. I like the black. It's too late, sweetie. I've stuck it on. Sorry. I've stuck it on. I think the black pops too. But if you were in person seeing this card, I think you'd see that, like that. You'd see that actually the black might be just a little bit too strong. Don't like that. Now it's just a matter of playing where you want these. Actually, it's a bit too... I think that's good. I'm just going to stop. And sometimes you just have to stop. You can add too much stuff. To finish it off, I've got the 2022-2024 in color matte decorative dots. And the reason I picked these is because it picks up two of the colors, which is the Sweet Sorbet and the Parakeet. So let's grab... There we go. Whoop. And then, what would a card be if we did not have... Ooh, my wink has still got red on it. It's okay. I caught it just in time. Add that to the flowers. Can't really see Wink Castella on camera, but trust me, it looks fantastic. All right, let me move all of this out of the way. Okay, so there's our card. So that's using the Stampin' Blends. And if I were to use the watercolor, that's what it would look like. It's not much of a difference, a little bit more vibrant with the blends, and of course it's blended. Okay. Here's my original card. So in this card, I used the longer word, the greatest gift is a good friend. And I used this die cut that comes in the dies to cut it out. So that gives you more of an idea of what it looked like on top of the apples. Okay, so I'm not sure. I like both of them. Diane liked the black, so if we were to do that, that's what the black would kind of look like. Gives you an idea. Yeah, so that was fun. I've been coloring. So let me show you something else I did. I also did the same idea, exactly the same idea in the same color, but I turned it landscape. So just a little bit different. Put those in. Now, the other image in the stamp set, I think could be peaches. So I made a peach card. Boy, that looks really peachy on camera. But this is pale papaya. Looks orange, doesn't it, on camera? But that's, I really like the peaches. And this was done with watercolor. I watercolored this. So I used pale papaya and mango to give it a peach look. And then there's the black, Diane. So there's the black. Make that pop a little bit. Okay, so let me tell you about my class. So we haven't taken registrations yet, but it's coming. Can't show you my cards, but they're really pretty. In your registration, you're going to get 12 sheets. Ooh, here we are. 12 sheets of the Cottage Gingham Designer Series paper, because this goes perfect, doesn't it, with this set of dies and stamps. So we are using the apple, harvest, and the dies. So you have to get those if you want to make the cards exactly the same, right? Because you're going to have to stamp and color and die cut. If you got something else, you can substitute. So that's one side. And then there's the other side. So you're going to get, it's 12 different designs double-sided. So you can get that. you're going to get, oh, look at how old these are. You're going to get a classic matte dot. So those are that we've got the white, vanilla, gray, and black dots. And one more thing, you're going to get a full roll. Yikes, grab it. Of the gingham ribbon. Okay, so we're going to get the gingham ribbon. Okay, that's the class. It's $40, just like all our other classes. And we're going to make 4 cards. You're going to get the card kit to make the cards, and then you just have to add the bundle. Now, the other ones that are going to be in the Perfect Partners bundle. So we've covered off the apples, the fresh cut stems. Okay. Oh, this is my favorite. The playful piggy dies. I love that. With this birthday pig. Trimming the tree. Waterfall dies. Look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my gosh. And the Yeti dies that go with the Yeti to Party. So let me show you 2 cards. So here's the Yeti to Party. So, you know, when this was in the mini catalog, you think, oh, that's really cute, Christmassy. But look, you can make it a birthday card. Got a little birthday present there. And then the pigs, which are my favorite. Here's a pig. Isn't that cute? Not sure why this is stuck. It's just got a little bit too much glue. There we go. So that's just a card that opens like so. Okay. Isn't that cute? So you stamp it, and then you can see the die cut out of it. And same with the Yeti. You can see that it's cut out. So those are 3 of the Perfect Partners that are coming. And let me go back over here. Let me do this. But let me put back our cards. So here's a peach card. And here's a apple card. Okay, so that gives you an idea of both of them. Here we go. Peach and apple. So really fun. Let's see. Ooh, do you love the peaches? Thanks, Keisha. I do too. I really like the peaches. Me too, you guys. Any other questions? No, we went a little bit longer today, but I appreciate you hanging in. I don't see any more questions. All right. So watch for the registration. If you're Ange's customer, you would register with Ange. And if you're my customer, you would register with me. And the date, save the date, is October the 3rd. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a great rest of the day. I hope you get some stamping done this week. I'll see you all back here on Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And until then, happy stamping, everyone.